Snake Wood Nip Hustle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned.
I want to reiterate that I'm only an expert on my experiences and the energy that revolves around me. You dig a lies. However, I do have expertise in a few subjects, but that's not what I'm here boasting. I know y'all seen the title. We know Kels is in one of them cells, thinking about all he did to them young males. It's like, I seen Shaniqua in the comments trying to plead his case. But when I see his face on these clips, all I can think about is disgrace. He had some cold taste. His desires was debased. Made a lot of decisions that I probably bet he wish he could replace and erase. But it ain't gonna happen. I'm just talking, even though it's rhyming and it sounds like I'm rapping. I can't imagine. Think about this scenario. It's so reminiscent to me of the OJ scenario of, if you can recall, R. Kelly was facing similar charges a long time ago. And on my mama to this day, I have never seen the tape. It was before viral was a word, before social media was a thing. VHS tapes were still the most current, up-to-date, latest technology to be able to capture, transfer, and acquire anything on video. Like, everybody had a VCR, and when that saga popped that he was apparently made a sex tape, one of the first popular sex tapes I could recall even surfacing. He apparently had a sex tape with a 14-year-old girl, and everybody was watching it. And I could almost, back then at that point, verbalize or detail or narrate the tape based on how many different accounts I heard of what happened. I've been in the actual homes, and I'm in the living room, and the entire occupancy of the home is in the opposite room watching the tape. And I never was motivated to actually view it, just based on the fact that I was always told there was a 14-year-old girl on there. And that just caused me always to be unable to watch it. But people don't know. R. Kelly went hard in the paint as far as defending himself against those charges, similar to the way OJ did. And although he beat it, based on the fact that in R. Kelly's case, the world had seen the tape, which was apparently pretty convincing that it was him on there. That's all anybody ever said. In the OJ case, they didn't have a tape. However, society was convinced that he was guilty. And they both beat it. I remember hearing all these rumors about R. Kelly R. Kelly and Aaliyah when we was young. And it was so far-fetched, and it sounds so foul, and they were so sophisticated and so accepted by the general society and public. You always pushed it back to your mind as just rumor. And it's crazy that in this case, it seems to have been confirmed through a lot of details and eyewitness accounts that R. Kelly went out his way to even commit fraud to get licensing to marry her at the age of 15. They found him guilty of racketeering. You slipped away one time, just like OJ. Then, years later, they smack you again. One thing about OJ's scenario, at least, his new scenario was totally unreminiscent or unrelated to the first. However, if you can recall, the judge in the case, as soon as they found OJ guilty, made a statement and said, I want to go on record saying this proceeding has nothing to do, absolutely nothing to do with the murders that he was tried for back in the day. which is an immediate indication that it had everything to do with it, because if you're making a declaration about the totality of what took place and that murder has nothing to do with it, and you are the head leading official in these proceedings, why is it the first thing out of your mouth? And then the press conference that followed outside the courtroom, why was the young lady who lost her life in the first OJ trial, why was her father front and center having the floor speaking on behalf of the prosecution and everyone that was celebrating OJ's conviction? But I know OJ wrote a book that everybody considered he was like teasing and taunting the family of the victim and the justice system. I think it was entitled "If I Had Did It" or "What If I Had Done It," and it seemed like a lot of people got the impression that he had got away with one and he was taunting society. So people were celebrating the fact that he got his second round of what they consider justice, even though based on everything we knew about that case and who he is and all that, we know that he got railroaded and got a very stiff sentence that he quite didn't deserve. And when it comes to this new case with R. Kelly, his second go around, the worst thing about it versus the OJ thing is the same exact type of and they didn't include it, boys. You know, it's a thing going around on the internet saying, if you go Google R. Kelly net worth, I think it's like -2 million or something. On a very, very less lighter note, far more serious note, it's just crazy to see that, you know, I wonder what the percentage of black men in society that rise to extreme prominence, that obviously possess some sense of genius or genii, how many of them that have been established as upper echelon, excellent, well respected, have been stripped of their honor to some degree. Just right now, at the top of my head, I'm just thinking of who all have experienced similar falls from heights. Tiger Woods, R. Kelly, of course, would say him. Bill Cosby. I'm drawing a blank, knowing that there are far more names that would fit the list of individuals that have fallen into scandal. The homie Vicious said when they questioned R. Kelly's lawyer about the boy situation, they basically said they didn't want to discuss that because they were too focused on the current case, meaning they didn't confirm or deny. Now, also did they state that they were focused on the current case. They stated that they felt that the energy that the LGBT community possessed in general in current society would cause prejudice to be placed upon R. Kelly if there was an element of male on male abuse involved. Then it would enrage that community, and they were basically saying that it is obvious there is no way you can get a fair shake if you have the LGBTQ community at your neck. And I remember that was a reason why I mentioned that his defense system didn't want to, allow him or allow that testimony to be. He said, "Yo, baby Spader, stop talking." They lined it up with Cuz. The thing about it is that you got to be another cornball. You might as well call me Chatty Patty. We're going to get to that next, however. Just want to let you know. The most goofiest concept is for you to think one such as myself would be interested in engaging an individual that is not only on Megan's Law, but he is also on the stand on behalf of the prosecution in a murder. Then he's on camera antagonizing. Cuz is on. We gonna get to that though. Somebody said, can we play Knockout Kid? Yeah, just a reminder, Lost Tapes Volume 2, October 1st. Make sure y'all get to that, man. It's mandatory. You dig a lies on my mama.
He's young, he's handsome. They know it. He's
Land of the law.
a prophet.
2009
and many people believe he'll be the
mixtape
next heavyweight champion of the world.
Spot the low.
Boxing became part of my life.
Be about your money at all costs. undefeated, undeniable, demanding your undivided attention. I ain't even trying for this one. It's all good. Just check the tail of the tapes. Mixtape Mark Master, FBI the Rider. Give me that goddamn bill. I can't FBI to the Rider, drop a fighter like White Boy did. But Suge Knight a nigga like the knockout kid. Fist fierce as Frazier. Ali Nice, from the streets to the pros like Kimbo Slice. The Golden Gloves got my license. Look, most my fights don't last as long as Tyson's took. Hook stare me down, trying to juke the jinx. Then fall in the first round and spook the Sphinx. Smash in the ring off bomb green grass. About my cash, I'll whoop Don King ass. Leave all opponents in my path destroyed. Jab strong as Jack Dempsey, as fast as Floyd. I'm like the real deal, holy shit. Every time I take flight, they like homie spit. Won't stop throwing blows once the war been waged. In a steel cage, I take George Foreman fade. I'm SPI to the Rider, drop a fighter like White Boy did. But Suge Knight a nigga like the knockout kid. Fist fierce as Frazier. Ali Nice, from the streets to the pros like Kimbo Slice. The Golden Gloves got my license. Look, most my fights don't last as long as Tyson's took. Look, stare me down, trying to juke the jinx. Then fall in the first round and spook the Sphinx.
Snakewood and that Puzzle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned.
Black Box Productions.